everybody. We're do a little sugarcane juicing today. So I've got a little temporary setup here. I'll show you the juicer and the stuff back here in a minute. This is all from the aquaponic greenhouse out here. So you see a lot more roots than normal. Usually you just see a long cane. That's because these got really tall, and I left a couple whole. I didn't hack the tops off. I'll grab them here. But once they got real tall, they started to lay down because of the weight, because I don't have enough of them growing. It wasn't like a full sugarcane field or anything like that. And so because of that, when they laid down and the canes came in contact with the water, they started to grow some auxiliary roots. So again, you can kind of see the size of this, pretty nice. And I hacked it off down there before the main root zone. Good thing about this is that it led to a lot of auxiliary plants, shoots that popped up, and they went ahead and rooted. So it was real easy to hack those off and get those planted for next year's harvest. So I think I left 3 of them. You can see the size of this. Again, funky shape, not real straight. Be a pain in the butt for a commercial sugarcane producer, but easily tie these up in stacks if you were doing like a whole field of them. One of the other ones right here is, oh, we're hacking them all up in a minute anyways, so this one was pretty cool. It was really tall. I'll show him too. Yeah, just this. This is probably 35 pounds. It's a little awkward. You can see all the little shoots there that were coming off here. It's because this was on its side. And because it's on its side, the plant says, oh my gosh, let's distribute those axial hormones. And so you start getting multiple growing points. And that's with a lot of plants. Tip a tomato plant on its side, and you're gonna end up with a bunch of little suckers that come out. And if they're as tall as the top of that tomato plant, just rinsing my hands off here real quick. If they're as tall as the top of that tomato plant, then again, those axial hormones are distributed, and all those suckers are gonna take off, and you're gonna get a bunch of growth, but the top of the plant's not gonna take off like it usually does. So we got a sugarcane here. Just a quick look at what I'm gonna use. So I was looking up sugarcane juicers, and this popped up on Amazon. Oh, it's a sugarcane, basically de-skinner, okay? It's like a giant carrot slicer, but it's also got a nice sharp hatchet on the end. And I tell you what, I think it was 10 bucks. It was amazing. I went in and hacked the canes really nice, really clean. And then again, right there, I can adjust with these little screws how much you want to take off. Pretty cool. I didn't do any adjustment. I'm just going to go for this. And because they're curved, it might be a pain in the butt, but I'm just going to hack them into little 2-foot sections and then go at it, because I don't need to feed the whole thing through this. So this is the sugarcane juice extractor. I think it was 200 bucks. I got it on Amazon. This little guy folds down. You feed the cane in from this side. It's 2-inch opening. Go ahead and do this, and you can see the rollers there. The rollers on this side. There's 3 rollers. So it's a little wider opening here, and then it goes into a real tight opening on the other side. So 200 bucks, I don't care. That's a good investment. I'm gonna keep this for a lot of stuff on the farm. So although for sugar, yeah, oh my gosh, it's cheaper to buy sugar. That's fine. This is a nice homesteading project, and I'm gonna get a lot of enjoyment out of it. See my chickens and ducks and turkey hanging out in the background. They're very interested to see the progress. I went ahead and zip tied a 1/2-inch flexible line on there, and I'm just gonna go ahead and put a nice handy dandy Lowe's bucket under it. I drilled a 1/2-inch hole in this one. So this will be our collection vat. We'll do that, mess with this in a minute. But pretty simple. I mean, all this stuff, guarantee it's gonna be over 5 gallons of juice. So I'm gonna go ahead and get to skinning this. I won't show it all because I don't know that my phone will hold hours of footage like that, and it's gonna take a little bit to get the roots and the rest of this stuff cleaned. But I'll film for a moment here. I'll get started, and then I'll fade back in as this gets a little more progress underway. Went to the gym earlier this morning. I was going to change. I figured I'd go ahead and get started on this. I'm glad I didn't, and I shouldn't have gone, because this was a pain in the butt. It really wore me out. Yeah, it's like where to start. guess I could start on one of these big boys here. Go ahead and hack the end off. And that's probably a good, I don't want to hurt myself. This is very dangerous. That's probably not the smartest thing to do, so I need to come around this. I'll just do this from the other side. I'm going to do something stupid because I'm trying to film this. All right, really nice. And I'm going to make this, I've got a hose going over here. This will be like the dirty table. Get them clean. And I'll try to move them to here. Spray everything down a few times. And we ought to be able to do this okay. You see inside there, that nice cane, nice and juicy. And I thought, okay, I grew this in water pretty much, in aquaponics. Wasn't getting fertigated. It had access to water the whole time. So what's the difference going to be? Is it not going to be very sweet because there's more water content in the cane? You know, or are all these auxiliary roots just going to give it more fuel and it'll actually have more water in it and be just as juicy? These are all questions that come to mind. Some of the canes are darker at the bottom. It's because there's a lot of aphids that were going. So I sat there and looked at this, had some other plants going, but you know, we're not, even that I'm hacking the top off, but I'm interested to see, what does this taste like? So this is a little test. But anyways, there's a lot of aphids, ladybugs. I mean, the whole array of greenhouse guys out there, and that's pretty cool. Because those are all the beneficial insects that I want when I'm growing vegetables. Probably should have faced the camera when I did that, but that looks pretty good. Just try it. Still super sweet. A little tougher to bite, but I'm not going to throw it away. I did, shoot, I ate a miracle fruit earlier when I was down in the greenhouse. So that might throw my taste buds off a little bit. I have to remember that. So, all right, I'm gonna keep hacking this up into useful sections until we get a pile here that's usable. So too many curves in it. And I know this just looks like crap, right? But it's not. It's really good. This just got really down in the water. So again, test, we'll see. Maybe it's crap. I don't think so. I just think it's going to be more of a pain in the butt to get the roots out of this little razor, the little skinner there. I think that's basically going to be the hardest part. I'm already making good headway through this thing. Wasn't that bad. Guess I didn't have as much as I thought. But it was heavy carrying it here. This is 20 pounds. Now, what am I going to do with all the sugar cane? I'm going to juice it, excuse me, and then I'm going to boil it down, and I'm going to make some, see, I got to fly out tomorrow, so I'm kind of limited on time, but we're in mid-November, and I didn't want this to freeze. We get weird weather in Florida. Sometimes it won't freeze till February, where I'm at, in Claremont, and then sometimes, I mean, I've had my whole greenhouse full of tomatoes, didn't have any heaters on, and I had my tomatoes go down because we froze in November. we've already had a freeze. We're November 13th, 14th today. But yeah, so that's something to remember, is that you don't want to have gone through all this work and then have the crop freeze before you can process it. You come back and it's just melted to goo. That would suck. This is really good looking sugar cane too. And I've never happened to me last year. I only had a couple canes, but I was really excited until we got a frost. Just killed them. Didn't kill the roots, but it killed the canes. They just melted them. Yeah, oh yeah. All right, these are all looking kind of small enough. So, all right, and some of these are so small, there might not be much left once I start skinning them. We'll see. All right, I'll go ahead and start on this. Probably spray them down real quick. Just keep doing a little rinse through this. But this one I skinned down in the greenhouse. Get a taste of one of the top, and it tasted really good. All right. Let's see this here. Technique to this. The roots probably getting stuck. That's okay though. Just take my time. Like I said, right tool. This thing is awesome. Surprisingly good looking. Okay, and again, I'm running through the roller, so I'm not, just rinse this off real quick. I'm not exactly sure, like, just how clean do I need to get these, right? I'm skinning them, but probably more to just get the cleanliness and get all that crap off of there. Not too shabby. They're over here in the done pile, but oh my gosh, okay, that took a minute. That's one piece of one. It's gonna take a while to go through this. So I will keep skinning, and I'll be back talking in a minute.
right. Well, it's been an hour and a half, and whew, let me tell you what. Had to take a little coffee break. As you can see, well, you can't really see. This is what we got. We got a couple left. Got a huge blister on my pinky here. I guess I didn't have the skinning callus. And then I got a band-aid on my thumb because I just touched this and split my thumb open. Stopped bleeding, but I want to make sure I don't have anything weird happen. So went ahead and covered that up and put a glove on this hand that was helping a lot. Now I left that inside and only have 3 of these left. So just go ahead and knock it out, tough it out through that blister. Glove worked great though, so that's something to think about in the future. Definitely developed a little better technique on this. The hardest part to skin is just the little knobs where there's new growth trying to come out. So again, I don't think I'd really have that as much if I had these just going straight and not getting top heavy and falling down. If I would have actually supported them, we wouldn't have gotten that lateral growth. It probably would have skinned really easy. Real straight, just boom, boom, boom. All the little knobs are the problem areas. And again, do I need to skin it as good as I'm skinning it? I don't know. Just following some stuff I saw on YouTube. Tell you what, some of these village girls, they got this stuff going down. They must have some muscles. Not even great to be skinning up on this one. There's a lot of roots. This could have been all the way submerged for all I know. I was grabbing all kinds of stuff. I basically just cut down the patch. Because again, it's getting ready to get a little colder out. I don't need to deal with it dying off, and it's just trash. So if there's no good juice in it, take it out anyways. But if there is good juice in it, then I'll take a bite. We'll see. If so, we'll juice it. It's a pretty easy way of figuring something out. Yeah, I love watching these rural videos of people doing things on farms where they just don't have modern conveniences. It's amazing what people can get done. Get something out of this. You guys could see a pile of crap back here from skinning all these. Filled up I think it's a 25-gallon bucket. I'm not sure. I think that's what it is. That's full to the top, and then of course that's everything that I got in the bucket. Counting everything that missed. So go ahead and rinse this table off. Turn the hose back on over here. Again, I know sometimes they burn sugarcane fields before they harvest. I'm not real sure how that works out because I would have thought that would evaporate a lot of the water. Maybe it does, and maybe they just reconstitute it at the factory and then sugar comes out. I'd have to look that up. Makes sense. I know it'd get rid of a lot of the brush, a lot of that stuff on the bottom that we don't need, like the little, all this crap, the leaves and all that. I'm gonna spray this off. Get it the clean working area again. Well, it's clean, but I went to town with that sugar cane. Left a little bit of stuff on it. I'm sure as I get down to the very bottoms of some of these, I might have to rinse it again. Well, it's so juicy, it dropped and it just broke in half. That's probably a really good sign of how tender some of these are. And I'm not sure, this grinder has a 2-inch port on it. I don't think anything I've got here is over 2 inches. There's a good chance I'm not going to have to split them down the middle or anything. But I don't know. I might have to split them down the middle. It might be easier to pull them into the grinder that way. First time using this thing, so we'll find out. Again, all I'm doing, there's a little bit of residual roots, and honestly, it's from my hand. When I'm holding on to this thing, you get some roots on your hand, and then I grab the clean side to skin the other side, and it gets some on there. There's a couple of these, I'll show you in a second, that were kind of a different color. This doesn't look too hot, so I'm not going to do that, but I'll probably do the top of it. Just set it to the side as an example. Not sure if it was starting to kind of go bad. Don't really know. It's a lot of sugar cane though. Again, think my fish for this. Think about how this is going to be applied on a bigger scale. Well, if sugar cane doesn't grow in your region, you just make some troughs and run your fish farm water through it, and boom. Sweetest thing ever came out of a fish. We got a screen on this juicer too, so I think it's gonna be pretty darn good. Working all this on the side of the table, we'll have a little slope here that's working out for me. By the end of the year here, I'm gonna have a little processing building at the farm. So you're gonna see all kinds of videos on canning and everything else that I can dream up out here. We got a lot of stuff in the middle of. All right, that's a lot. I mean, that's a lot of work. There's a lot of cane. Weight-wise, don't know. Got a scale out there, but honestly, I don't feel like doing that. I guess I should. I could load them up in one of these 5-gallon buckets and get a weight on them. All right, run for your life, duck. I'll just do this. I'll see how much juice comes out, and we'll use this as a test. In this 5-gallon bucket, so it'll be a fairly accurate test. Dropped one. I'm over here. Let me rinse her off together. Oh my God! All right, I'll be back. I got a scale right up here. It's 15 kilograms, so it's about 32 pounds. Yeah! All right, so 32 pounds, we'll see how much juice we get out of that. We'll go from there. I guess I can, you see what it looks like in the view of the camera here. Yeah. I'll move this up some. There we go. All right, it looks pretty stable. Let's see what we got here.
Just grind this one through. Make sure I'm doing this the right way. Go this way. Alright. It's going. I might need to bolt this thing down. That's not something I really know. I think I can probably hold it here now and just feed it through. See why you would maybe want to bolt this down, because it's hard. Get it all over. Rig isn't working as good as I wanted it to, but I don't have anything to really put it down on right now. So. Oh no! The table's trying to fall on me. There, this little thing was pushed down. That would have been a catastrophe. Feels like I need to break it or something. Yeah, I might have to slice them kind of like this. Really don't want to have to slice everyone down the middle. This would be a pain in the butt. We'll see. Not real sure. Didn't really want to go through. That worked good. How much is left in that? How much I'm getting? Oh, I'm getting more than I thought I was. All right, well, just gotta keep going. bolting this thing down would definitely be what you want to do. Maybe I can just cut an angle at it and feed it in that way. Looks like it. Yeah, eat it. That's awesome. It's definitely easier than trying to pulp it and squeeze it through a cheesecloth or something like that, you know. Again, from what I can tell, there's a loop on this gear that I'm cranking. I could just put a belt around, hook it to a slower gear motor that I pulley down, and then all of a sudden it's in the automatic version of the juicer. So in the future, if I want to be lazy, I could do that, and then I can just feed them into it. This is that funky. Stop right there where the end of it's a little funky. Well, I'm not sure how long I'll record of this because I got a whole lot of this to go through, but 5-gallon bucket's filling up. Guarantee there'll be a 5-gallon, well, I can't say guarantee. I can almost guarantee there'll be a 5-gallon bucket worth of this stuff when I'm done. Boil it down and we'll see where we're at. Yeah, not too shabby. Well, moving all around, it'd be a little easier, but boom, just go for it. Thank you, Amazon. Thank you, Sugarcane Juice Extractor Company. Working good. Trying to put moderate force in there too, so it just keeps going. Some of this is just trying to get it caught in those gears. That worked a little bit. It wasn't going, I just reversed the orientation of the gear for a minute and brought it back again. That worked pretty good. Watch the juices flowing. Thicker ones. A little more problematic, and I'm not even like the thickest. So just something to remember in the future.
be back.
Okay, we're back here. As you can see, got a bunch of pulp from the sugar cane. I'm gonna go ahead and take this out so we can see where we're at. Now, I haven't touched the 32-pound bucket. Okay, still got that weight out here, 15 kilos. This is all the shavings. Remember I told you it made a mess. That's a 25-gallon bucket, and I still got to clean up the grass there. And but I got everything on the table done. This is the leftovers after the nice press. And again, what do we got down here? I say it's 4 gallons of sugar water. That's really pretty good, pretty full. Maybe 3.5, but I'm gonna say 4. So I think that's pretty good success. It's gonna get yield a lot of sugar. It looks thick. Tried to squeeze some of this stuff. Not happening, nothing left. You can see the space in there that's coming through. So there's a little wider one on the first set of wheels, and then it goes down to a more compressed area. So good luck getting that kind of compression with the cheesecloth. This stuff's got nothing left in it. But yeah, there's the sugar pulp. So I'm gonna switch buckets. I'm gonna dump the 32 pounds out on the table, and then we're gonna juice it, and we'll see how much is of that bucket it fills up. I'll be back. All right, so done, finally. And that thing kicked my butt. I mean, that's so much. This one looked a little funky, so I didn't go ahead and do that up. I'm gonna go ahead and rinse everything off. This is still super sharp, super good buy, worth it $10. If you're ever gonna mess with this, I can't squeeze anything else out of this with my hands. So it tells me the press did a really, really good job. So again, I'll go ahead and get rid of all this byproduct, all the pulp, go ahead and compost it all. Go ahead and take a look at see how much we got out of that 15 kilos or 32 pounds of sugar cane. Feels pretty darn good. Look at that. So we're not half full of the 5-gallon bucket. I would say a third full. Might as well go ahead and get a weight on it, right? Probably 8 pounds a gallon. Let's see what we got here. All right, so we got just under 8 kilos. So you think, it's kind of crazy to think. 8 kilos out of 15. So half of it, weight-wise, came out in liquid. It's pretty good. Gonna go ahead and we'll boil all this down with the other stuff and see what we got. All right, as you can see, reduction in process. This is a giant canning pot. And I poured that first 4 gallons into here, and it's slowly reducing. Should have done this outside, but it's getting nasty and kind of rainy out, so I'm just doing it in here. I've got another 2.5 gallons. I'm gonna have to do in a little bit, but we're just gonna let this reduce. So we got quite a ways to go. I'll check back. All right, it's definitely getting thicker because the water's going way down. You can just see that sugar bubbling. All right, so still boiling down. So I got this way down, and then I added another 2.5 gallons to it. So it's doing its thing. You can see some of the impurities on the outside. At first I just thought that was sugar forming, but then I read a little bit more, and you're supposed to be skimming the top there for impurities with a metal screen. So I used one of these splatter screens. It's working perfect just to pull that stuff off every now and then. So evaporating still, won't be too much longer.